All right, everybody. Hi, it's Dave Kramer from Kramer Unstuck, and I just want to, talk about one of the problems that I deal with my own attitude. That is something I'm working on and trying to work against, and that is to, I'm going to say, with what goes on in my life, with the nonsense that I have to deal with at work, and having to deal with the baggage that I brought along from, say, childhood and the perceptions that I adopted. And, I guess you could say the way I rebelled against things in the past, which, were not very constructive because they did not, I wrote down, to rebel the wrong way does not build strength of mind. It weakens the mind and is destructive and counterproductive. And it is. Take this whole COVID thing. You have the masks. We got to wear masks at work. Got to wear a mask to go into the store. And whenever I have a chance, I take the mask down and I leave it down. I went to the store out here in Schaeferstown and I bought some things. And when I got up to the counter, I took it down and left it down. It's a way I'm rebelling against it. I went over to this tractor company. I had to get some oil filters because I want to change my oil in my tractor. And there was nobody wearing it, even behind the counter. Now, they're Mennonites, so, they kind of, follow their own path. So I took my mask down. Now, at work, everybody wears masks, unless they go over to the office. I heard that the people over in the office aren't wearing their masks, but I was told 3 times about it. The first time I was told I'm going to get written up. Okay, the next time. Well, the next time came and the third time came and I still haven't been written up. And I just get to a point where I just put it down and that's it. I don't wear it. I wait for it. It's like, come over and tell me. But I was thinking about that today. I put my mask down and I was just standing there and I was rebelling. I was going, come and say something to me. Go ahead. And I thought, this way I'm rebelling is counterproductive because I could get in trouble and get written up. Okay, I already had 3 days off last year for rebelling in a way that, I probably shouldn't have. But it builds up over time and you decide, well, the heck with this. But I'm looking at it and I'm going, you can get in trouble, you can get written up. And I thought it really is not worth it because it's counterproductive and I don't gain anything from it. And I was thinking, I need to rebel in a more productive way where, let's say, I do want to do something online where I build a business. And if I finally get to it, which I'd like to start something, I have a few things going that are not really, it's kind of spinning wheels. But to get down to it, to get determined and committed and work at it while I'm working at this job, building something to finally where it starts catching on, people start buying, and I start making a profit to the point where I now, after time, can make a living and get out of that job. That would be a good way to rebel against them. I'm not doing anything that's going to get me in trouble unless they find out what I'm doing and go, well, we don't want you working here if you want to do that. That I've heard people that at jobs that if their employers found out about it, they fire them, which is like, I mean, how small are you? But I went to a website. This is called Fast Company, and this is I was thinking, what ways can I rebel that are positive? And one of the things is you ask yourself, okay, am I living the life I want to live? Okay. Now I don't believe in. There are people that are striving for happiness. I want to be happy. I want to be fulfilled. I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at more of I want to do things that are going to be a learning experience where I can gain knowledge and pass that knowledge on to other people to where they are getting value and help in an area of their life or areas of their life, and then monetize that. Which, when I say that, I think you're kind of taking advantage of people. But yeah, well, the same thing happens to me. There are people out there that have monetized something that I need, so they're taking advantage of me. That's, I guess that's what capitalism is. But anyway, I'm not happy at the job I have. I've been there all over 26 years, and I'm tired of grinding and castings and dirt and dust and just the nonsense that you got to deal with from the owners and stuff like that. And if they see this video, it might end my career there. But then again, I was thinking about that too. I thought, if I don't do anything untoward or evil or break any of the rules, and they would see this and they would get mad at me and go, we don't want you working here anymore. I was thinking that would kind of suck because now I don't have a job. But I was kind of looking at it in the way of a forest fire. When a forest fire comes through, it burns everything up, kills the trees, the vegetation, some animals. But you watch what happens after that. How things, because of that ash and everything, it adds nutrients to the dirt, and everything comes back more vibrant. Okay? In the Bible, there's the book of Job. And I'm just going to say this. I don't like the fact that God and the devil made a deal over the life of Job, and it ended up in deaths of people. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. I believe you need to believe Jesus was crucified, died, buried, and rose again to be born again. But there are things in the Bible I go, really? You want to make a deal with the devil? And some of you will go, well, he can do what he wants. Yeah, But anyway, Job, was, pretty much screwed over there at first, and he was given, his children were killed, and all of his crops and everything and his cattle were destroyed, and he had nothing. He had boils, and he was destitute, and he had three or four friends that were complete idiots. But after it was all done, God gave him double. And I'm thinking of that too, because I grew up in a home where the parents were in complete control. They had control. You couldn't do this. You couldn't do that. Mommy was afraid, and she didn't want her little boy getting hurt, and blah, blah, blah. And Dad was more of a overbearing workaholic and a perfectionist who you never did anything right. And I grew up feeling like I wasn't allowed to do anything. And it kind of went over into, well, God don't want me to do anything, because if the people over me are pretty much trying to keep me from doing anything and push me in this direction, well, then that must be God. So I have to go in that direction. So I was and I still have that problem, angry, very angry, because, man, it's kind of like you feel like, hey, I want to go in this direction. It's like, boom, that direction. And I'm like, really? So I allowed that anger and those perceptions to take control of me. And even people at work with a guy who was a complete jerk. And I'd say, man, I don't want to work here. I'd like to get something better. He goes, oh, you got this and you got that and blah, blah, blah. Because he wanted me to stay there because he, was able to have me make his job easy. Okay, which that's another thing. People you work with, people that you hang out with, family, can just be nothing more than anchors on your life. And I'm not saying, and here's one thing I want to say. If these people are, now not nagging, but if you say you have addictions and they're like, listen, maybe, you ought to stop that because I don't like the way you're going, that's not an anchor. That's someone who cares about you and loves you and wants you to have a better life. Okay? Even though a lot of times with parents, they want you to have kind of a life like them, but they want you to have it a little bit better. Which, it's not their, but you know what I'm saying. But now where the heck was I? They want these people that'll just tell you, do it because I want it. Well, who cares? And I'm 53, and I'm only getting out of certain things. I'm trying to figure out if I said this already, but back in November of 2019, I started cleaning my house. I've been living here since September of 2001. And yes, I have cleaned my house. I think a couple times my parents came up and cleaned it, but with my attitude and just that depressed, what's it worth feeling, I would clean maybe, like May, and then I wouldn't clean until maybe October. Or I would clean in May, and I wouldn't clean until next October or the following year, or whatever. Well, I started cleaning my bedroom, okay? It took me 9 hours to clean my bedroom. That's how much dirt and clothes and just whatever. I take a shirt off and throw it on the floor. I'd pick a shirt off and, flap it around so all the dirt went off and then put the shirt on. Okay? But November, before this, I had the week of, I had, let's see, it was Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. I had taken that day off, and then I had taken off the following Monday. So I had all that time. And before that, I was determined. I said, I am going to clean my bedroom, and then I'm going to clean my house. And I did. I cleaned the bedroom, I cleaned the house, and I have been cleaning my house now since November. Okay? Here we are. That was November. Well, like I said, it was the day before Thanksgiving of 2019. And now here we are, May 22nd of 2020. And my house is clean. Now, there's a lot of work I got to do, floors and walls and stuff like that. But every week I get up either on a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning. And as immediately when I wake up, and I like getting up early. If I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, I get out of bed. I take 2 ginseng capsules. No, I like stimulants, okay? I take 2 ginseng tablets, and I wash it down with a, cup of instant coffee, and I have nice 2 heaping scoops. So, I get myself all pumped up, and I get to work, and I clean it up. I sweep her, and I wash it. And I clean the counters, and I clean the stove, and I clean the microwave. And I've been doing that now ever since November. Okay? I make meals. I make breakfasts and suppers for the work week. The last time I made them, I made 21 meals. Now, from next week, that would be May 26th. Actually, it'll be May 28th, 27th, and 28th. Let's start the 27th. I'm going to have to make a total of, let's see, that's 4, okay, with breakfasts and suppers, it's going to be a total of 23 meals. So this weekend, I'm going to make 23 meals. I've been consistent. I don't remember when I started doing that. I think I started doing that last year. I started with suppers, and then I went on to breakfasts. So I'm going to make a total of 23 meals. Okay. So I've broken out of some of those habits, but there are others that I haven't, because the rebellion that I have is always negative. I have a really bad temper. Okay, my temper don't go up in stages. My temper goes immediately to kill. I just get that rage where you just want to, and then it's kind of like, sometimes it irritates me because I can't. And then there are people out there that are going, I know what you mean. There are other people going out there going, well, I don't understand that. Yeah, well, you don't need to. But I'm looking at this here website, and I'm talking about rebelling the right way. Okay, living the life you want to live. Now, there are people out there that want to live this, sit on the beach and drink mojitos or pina coladas and have just an easy life. Well, that's not the life I want to live. My goal is to start an online business, to scale it up to where I now can stop working at the foundry, and this will be my business, to where I will have a portion of time that will be, okay, you can scale some of this and have it somewhat passive, which would give me the time to do a lot of work here inside and outside. So it's not going to be your easy life, because we're not designed to sit on our butt and just have life, everything go great. A pearl was not made just, because it's not an easy thing for a pearl to be made. A little grain of sand gets into that clam, and it irritates it, that sensitive membrane, and it starts working it, and it starts working, and more sand gets in. And after a while, I don't know how long it takes, what happens? You got yourself a pearl. Okay? And that's how we're designed. We're not designed to, live in safe zones and make everything safe. And yeah, there's periods of time where you take time off and you just relax and you watch a movie, or you go out and you have recreation and stuff like that, which is good. Or you just sit there and drool. But, we're designed to work. And now I'll tell you this, during the wintertime, I like having, I guess you could say, I don't want to get sick, because I have what I think is more energy to weight lift. But what I find is that not having the work outside, it kind of makes, I don't know, it messes you up. And I find that now I have outside work that I've been doing. My weightlifting's going better. And I'm thinking, you know what? The Navy SEALs, and I think it's all special forces guys. I've heard this say. They said we're the percentage of energy that we use is normally 40%. Okay? We think that, man, I used 100%. Well, I believe that because last week, Saturday, now Thursday into Friday, I didn't sleep that good, but I did sleep some. Friday into Saturday, I was awake at 12:36 in the morning. I had to go to the bathroom. When I went back to bed, boom. And I laid there for a while. I laid there till 1:22, and I said, the heck with it, I'm getting up. Well, I got a squat workout in. Squat workout, I did pin presses for the military press, and then I did what we call wagon wheel deadlifts, where it's not like a regular deadlift. A regular deadlift, I think, is like 8.5 inches off the ground. The wagon wheel, the bar would come to mid-shin between your knee and your foot. So it comes to mid-shin. So I did, all that workout. I got that in. Didn't kill me. Okay, I mean, you do crash, but, what I'm saying is we we tell ourselves a lot of nonsense. And, you live the life you want. If the life you want to live is something where you want comfort and you want everything to go great, you're an idiot, because that's not going to build any strength mentally, physically, whatever. Let's see here. Like I said, by doing let's see, Steve Jobs. Now, Steve Jobs, they said, was a complete asswipe. I mean, he was a tyrant. But he used to look in the mirror every few days and ask himself, is this the life he wants to live? Am I waking up and doing what I love every day? Am I waking up and doing what I want? And he said, if I wasn't for 3 days, I knew I had to change. Wow, 3 days. I've been working the same job for 26 and a half years, just about. And I've hated every minute of it because, well, what did I make myself out to be with my stupid perceptions? A glutton for punishment. And I'd say that, yeah, I'm a glutton for punishment. Bang. I mean, really? Okay. And by doing that exercise, it says you reduce the danger of going along with a path that someone else set for you. Okay? In other words, you move out of being a follower and just doing what you're told to the point where you can be a leader. All right? Because now you've got yourself to a point where you got wisdom and you have knowledge, and you say, wait a minute, that's not the way it should be. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay? Because, you do your own job and I'm going to do my job. And if it's too hard for you, well, that's because you're a putz who tries to get everybody to make it easy for you. Okay? By the way, that guy that had told me I should stay there and everything. Well, he ended up, having a stroke at work. Now, the guy's a tough guy, but it's just, just you don't build any strength. Okay? Role models. Okay? there are a number of role models that I have now that I watch. I listen to what they have to say. I try to, uh, I take some direction from them. Like say, people, I don't know if they, Jocko Willink. Okay, there's another guy, John Sonmez. He has a Bulldog Mindset course. Let's see. I even like some of the stuff that Jordan Peterson said. And now some people are on the outs about Jordan Peterson because Jordan Peterson was taking an anti-anxiety drug and he had some problems and all that. And they say, well, the guy's a fraud. Well, we're all human. It don't matter how good you are or how you have all your ducks in a row here, because as life goes on, there may be things that the toughest people, mentally tough, can knock them for a loop. And they gotta come back from it. So I think he'll be back. He knows what he believes. And I like his stuff. Clean your room. Clean your room was one of the things that helped me to finally clean my room for real. You know, it says you have to start looking at and finding the people that rebelled in a similar way or in a different environment, but with similar spirit, with similar goal, wanting to achieve a similar thing, because you need to start seeing how rebellious people weren't just trying to upset people. Okay. And they're not. They're, I mean, there was a song, Marching to the Beat of a Different Drum. Just as long as it's like I said, a positive forward momentum, moving forward. Never stop learning. There's things I need to learn. I mean, like I said, if I learn something that can help people and then I can monetize it, okay, boom, I can help you and you help me. So rebelling in the right way is something that I want to do more of. And I do have a hard time with the whole mask thing because I did put it down again toward the end of the day today. But if they come over and tell me, hey, put that up, I'm not going to look at them and go, I ain't putting that up. I'll go, okay, I'll put it up. Okay. Humility, be humble. It ain't easy when you're around people that you don't have respect for, but, do it anyway. I want to go back here and see how long I've been on this. Wow, it's almost. Okay. Now I want to talk about something else. Let's see. I'm going to talk about our governor here in Pennsylvania. And you probably have a similar, you're in a state where you have a Democratic governor. I mean, this guy, just the look of this guy right here, he's a snake. He's a snake. Okay. He's a tyrant. I mean, business owners. Okay, business owners in multiple counties suing Governor Wolf over closure orders. Okay, that was 13 hours ago. He's last term, and he's just showing everybody just how much of a scumbag he is. Which, and that's how it is with, like, Gavin Newsom, Cuomo, that Gretchen Whitmer, the New Jersey governor. I mean, these Democrats are just pathetic. The Pennsylvania House panel moves to end Wolf's executive powers amid the pandemic. Okay. I mean, they need to reopen. See, the coronavirus will be beaten by just working it out of what they say the herd of the population. Okay, we got this doggone what's her name? Let's see. The health secretary, who I think the name his name is Richard Levine, but he decided to call himself Rachel since he's got, I don't know if he got the surgery or he's just taken the drugs to kind of change it, but what you had here is a Pittsburgh radio station personality, Marty Griffin, asked a question about the state's endgame for reopening after coronavirus, and he called Levine, who wants to be called Rachel Levine, sir, 3 times during a Tuesday press call, and Richard, or Rachel, got all butthurt, which, probably ain't the first time Richard got butthurt. Please don't misgender me. I mean, what these people are so soft. Okay, this is wow. And then Mr. Griffin decided to apologize on Twitter. Okay? And I'm reading some of these comments after he apologized. He said, I apologize twice. I truly did. It was not intentional. It was not. I was not focused. I was doing 6 things at once. And then Maggie here on Twitter, Maggie says, I can do 20 things at once and still not misgender people. Well, here's the thing. He didn't misgender anybody. Who cares if Richard got all kinds of hormonal shots and drugs and maybe even a sex change? Richard is still Richard. So he didn't misgender anybody. That was born a male. Okay? In God's eyes, Richard's still Richard. So he didn't misgender anybody. And then you got Bill here. Okay, these are, wow. And Marty, you're going to like your new job at Walmart. And then here, this one here is real special. Inexcusable. Therefore, don't make excuses. I mean, come on now, people. I was watching something on Fox News, and I heard Tucker Carlson was talking about Levine, and he kept saying her. And I'm sitting there going, him, not her. Wow. And they're calling for it's here.
And in Michigan tonight, Democratic Governor...
Yeah, they're calling for the removal. So, and I don't know if that's going to happen. It's kind of like this nonsense with, what you want to call it, Obama and Biden and all that. I mean, this here is going to end up being a stupid, hearings. And I even heard Barr say that he's not going to indict Obama or Biden. But then they'll bring other people in. They'll have these stupid hearings which don't do anything. And why? Because we don't have leaders that can do anything. We have followers in office. They just play a game. Anybody who runs for office and says, I want to make a change. No, you don't. You know full well you're going to go in there and you're going to talk real loud and you're going to give everybody the impression that you're really on their side, when you knew full well you're not going to be able to get anything done. And if it is done, it's going to be compromised to the nth degree. Okay, you have an easy job now. So, and that's another thing I wanted to, with this senators and congressmen, they're not leaders. And our governor and his orders, Pennsylvania, disobey him because he was to shut down over summertime. Well, I tell you what, I don't go anywhere. I'm the type of guy, I'm a homebody. I can't swim, so I'm not going to go swimming. I don't fish, so I'm not going to go fishing. But if you swim, if you fish, whatever you do, just go en masse. And if the cops show up and there's a ton of you, encircle the cops and say, guess what? We ain't going to do what you want. No, I ain't taking that citation. Take it home with you and wipe your butt with it when you take a dump. Okay? Yeah, well, this went on longer than I wanted. I hope you got something out of this. Let's see. Yeah. But like I said, rebel in the right way. I'm working on it, praying about it, and now with like I said, with our government and the way these Democrats and these tyrants are trying to screw us around, just opening stuff up and saying the heck with you, and all banding together and saying we're not going to take your nonsense and we're going to be free. All right, that you have to do, and that might end up with you being arrested, but you're doing a good thing. Okay? But in other ways, if you rebel the wrong way, like you break rules at work just because you don't like them, that's going to impact you negatively. And you need to use humility and wisdom. And that's one thing I'm trying to do. And it ain't easy because I'm the type of guy that I just, if I could get everybody to walk out, I'd do it. But anyway, this took a little longer than what I wanted to, but I just got off on a tangent, and I'm just going to say that's it. And until next time, this is Kramer Unstuck. Over and out.